Chip Goddard.
Brad Reed.
I'm actually Brad Reed, and that's Chip. It would be weird if we were just like, Chip Goddard, that's me.
Yep, that's us.
It's been a while since we've been on our Just World page live. This is actually more of a Tangent World show.
Yes.
But we are live on the Facebook page. On the Just World page where we host everything, Just World, Tangent World. You can find all the podcasts. Usually for Just World, it's Westworld related.
Yep.
And since that season's over, we still have to kind of watch all of them and binge those and then recap. But it's such a task to binge watch a whole season.
It really is.
But that is what we will probably end up doing at some point. But we thank you for joining us. The reason that we're here today is we just got back from watching The Purge.
The first Purge.
The first Purge,
Yep.
that's right.
It's right here. You can see it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And there's so many things to talk about when it comes to... That's me. There's so many things to talk about when it comes to these Purge movies because it brings up just all kinds of questions and all that.
Yeah.
So first of all, when you are tuning in, we hope that you comment along. We hope that you watch the movie.
Yes.
And if you've seen it, then comment along with us. Get in on this discussion. We would love for that to happen.
There will be spoilers if you're if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So just be warned.
And it is a prequel, so it seems like any
Yeah, you know how it's going to play out.
Yeah, any spoilers should be obvious if you've seen this ever.
Yeah. I'm going to throw it out there. The first Purge was successful.
Yeah.
I mean, in
a way.
Yeah, in their way. In their, it's successful in prompting more purges.
The movie itself was pretty successful. It came out July 4th of 2018 this year. Just for those of you who this is currency in the future and you collect these podcasts. Yeah. It's the fourth installment and it made $72 million in its first week, I guess.
That's awesome.
Mixed reviews by the critics, so here we go with our review. Director Gerard McMurray, he directed Fruitvale Station. If you've seen that, I don't believe you've seen it, Chip.
Nope.
It's a really good movie. I want to say Michael B. Jordan is in it.
Killmonger.
Yeah, I think
he should have been in this movie.
Yeah, it was that would be a great call for him.
Yeah.
A lot of unknowns in this movie, except for our girl Marissa Tomei.
Aunt May.
Yeah. Yeah, she's so good.
The hottest Aunt May.
She doesn't have a big role in this movie, but she's pretty good in this movie.
Right.
But let's see. Ylan Noel, I guess. I could be mispronouncing this completely. He plays a guy named Dimitri, who's kind of like the Robin Hood character or he's the guy who's I guess he's a drug dealer, right? Did we see?
Yeah, he was the leader of this whole drug empire. Because remember, they had all those bricks of whatever.
That's true. Yeah,
we don't know what they were. But
yeah.
And
but he ends up he's kind of the anti-hero, I guess, because he's not a bad guy necessarily.
No, he's in the stereotypical role.
Yeah, it is kind of a stereotypical role because it's like when you see people of color in these movies, and it's like it's directed by a black guy and a predominantly black cast in this movie.
But there's just a handful of successful roles that they could play. It'd be sports star, drug dealer.
Well, that's what they're doing,
right?
I mean, there's all kinds of roles that they could have played.
I don't mean from me.
No,
that's not my opinion.
Exactly. But that's what we see over and over.
The holes these people get pocketed into.
Yeah, like even with Luke Cage, some of the people that they fight are people that love Harlem, but they're bad people, and it's like, well, people of color, because it wasn't just black, it was brown, a lot in Staten Island where this was taking place.
Yeah.
But they. We didn't see any doctors. We didn't see any. So there was that. That I could say
preachers
might be a little bit of a criticism for how they were portrayed. But then again, it wouldn't have been the action-packed movie, I guess, with an accountant. So there was that, but yeah, like I say, Dimitri's he definitely does things that you would say that's a bad person, that's a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean,
but he's the good guy in this movie.
The girl in the beginning, his love interest,
Naya,
right? She at the says just right off the jump that oh, you're protecting the neighborhood one day a year. The other 364 days, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
so yeah, don't be thinking you're a great guy.
And that was Lex Scott Davis as Naya. I don't know if I've seen her in anything before,
I can't picture anything, but.
And it kind of takes place where she's living in the projects in Staten Island, but she's an activist.
Yep, she's the former girlfriend of Dimitri.
And her brother Isaiah, he's kind of the typical wants to make a better life, but he's resorting to selling crack on the corner.
He couldn't resort to legitimate means, so had to go to the illegitimate means.
Yeah. So there is that, but it turns out, I mean, the movie, man, I got to say, who was the guy? Who was the Skeletor? He was convincing. Paul. Yeah. They should have kind of revolved the movie more around him, I felt like. Yeah. Because he was scary.
Well, they set it up perfectly with, where'd this blood come from?
Yeah.
Oh, it's his from earlier. Okay.
Yeah, there was a scene in that, and I totally thought somebody was going to be
hiding in the closet.
Yeah, they chase everybody around, and of course, there was a lot of setup in this movie too, especially for it being a prequel where everybody, if had this been the first one, I'd be like, okay, cool, good to know. Yeah. But in this one, I felt like they could have probably got more to the point. Yeah. At first.
Well, I mean, it was kind of weird, at the beginning, everybody was just partying.
Right.
The Purge was just a party. Like, we're going to go have sex and we're gonna do a bunch of drugs and
okay, so let's set this up a little bit. Like we said, there's going to be spoilers.
Sure.
But in this movie, the government, the founding fathers,
the new
founding fathers, which you could totally see springing up in our climate, right?
Yeah. It definitely had the maybe a Tea Party aftertaste. Not quite Tea Party, but
yeah, like Splenda is to sugar,
and they were
the new founding fathers are to the Tea Party.
Really trying not to say "Make America Great Again." They really were hinting around at that.
There was lots of hints. There was lots of It was
just like, we're gonna give you the American dream back.
Yeah,
give you a reason to dream again.
Yeah.
Really awkward ways of not saying "Make America Great Again."
Exactly. You could tell they definitely were trying to kind of put it where it had a foot into our own political, climate.
Well, one of the first posters is a red ball cap, that says "The First Purge."
Yeah, looks totally like the "Make America Great Again" hat.
I mean, not saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there was a scene where somebody almost is getting raped, and she runs away, calls him a pussy grabbing something or other. So, totally. There was
they really shoehorned it in.
Yeah, but in a way, I thought that was cool because it just made it believable that we could get to a time where there's a purge.
Yeah.
So the new founding fathers they've decided that, in order to probably do two things: cut down on the population and the people who are needing health care and all that, and then secondly, I think that is the real reason. But it was under the guise of let's let these people get out there and let off some steam and blah blah blah. You've seen the Purges, so you get it.
Yeah, and the weird thing is like they allowed the whole island of Staten Island.
Right.
To vote on whether or not they were going to do this.
Did they?
That's what they said. They said the people voted on it.
Right.
And they accepted it.
Okay. But see, what happened in the movie is, and this is, I think, the statement that they were making was and they did make it in the Purge Anarchy, I feel like, too.
Yeah, anybody that had the means to get out. Got out.
So everything that they did, they voted on still falls on the people who were not as privileged. Right. The underprivileged, the poor.
Yeah, and then they incentivized staying. They said anybody that stays the whole night is going to get $5,000.
Right. Which, makes you think, Well, they chose to stay and make that money, but then again, it's like,
I mean, to a lot of people, I mean, to me, somebody just wrote me a check for $5,000. That's life-changing money.
Right. Yeah, I would like to have $5,000 right now.
And then you get more if you participate.
Yeah, yeah. Which was very kind of, do you watch Black Mirror at all?
No.
There was a little bit of Black Mirror-ness in that they would have the people...
Oh, the contacts.
Wear the contacts.
Yeah, I have seen that episode.
Yeah. It takes place in a lot of the episodes, Black Mirror, where, people are able to watch or, augment reality.
The John Hamm episode.
Oh, that was a great one.
There we go. That's the one I saw.
Yeah. So, So the first Purge, it was very political and politically driven, very racial. And I don't mean it like there was a lot of racist things, but it was very like all the bad people were white.
Yeah, I mean everybody that was there to all the mercenaries they sent in was. I mean, they were all. A lot of them were blonde hair and blue eyed.
Yeah,
like they kind of made that joke.
Yeah, and then the Ku Klux Klan shows up, and the government is basically. Let's go back to the idea of the party real quick.
Okay.
Because the government has decided that they want this to happen.
Yeah.
And they need this to happen. So it legitimizes everything they've been saying. Well, for the most part, everybody decides we're just going to go party.
Yeah. We're going to, be as libertarian, for lack of a better word, about this is...
Yeah. There might be some people getting it on, like on a car out in the...
But they're not hurting anybody.
No. In fact... The amount of people who were actually wanting to kill people was very small.
Yeah, it really only started with that one guy, Skeletor.
Yes. And so they had to kind of light the keg or the powder keg to to get everything going because they were worried. And so that's where this movie, from there, it plays out like a Purge movie. Mm-hmm. Pretty good action scenes. But I got to say, the main guy, Dimitri, and I'm not sure how you would say his name, Elon, Noel.
Yeah.
But he, as you're watching this movie, there's no backstory to like his character other than he's, a gangster.
Yeah, he's the head gangster.
But he is like a Rambo.
I mean, he's going
in this movie.
He's, fighting mercenaries hand to hand.
Yeah.
He's slitting throats,
snapping necks,
sneaking up on people.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous.
Making these crazy, weird shots with like a AR-15 like behind his back. And it's just gratuitous violence.
Yeah.
It's great.
It was. And it was, like I say, it was fun. And,
And that's probably more of a commentary on us because, it's cathartic for them to purge. It's cathartic for us to watch it.
Yeah.
But.
And, like I say, kind of when I was saying, if there was an accountant instead, he might not be so badass as you might assume that a gangster might be a little bit. But I mean, he was like supercharged. Yeah. Like he had watched every Terminator, every Rambo, all of it, and he was a total badass. But a little unbelievable. But I guess you got a suspension of belief, to get through it.
Yeah, and so when they realize that the civilians aren't going to purge themselves and kill each other like they thought they were, they send in these mercenaries, and then that brings up the whole conversation that they just not incentivize the violence, but catalyze the violence.
Sure, yeah, because I think there was different pay grades for what you did. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Purge in real life.
How it would actually go?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, like I said, I could totally see a lot of this happening,
Yeah.
And I think that's always been why the Purge is so scary, because you could see people that they would have the means and the funds to set stuff up like this and just kind of watch it all unravel, and then again, control the population. There was a little bit of genocide kind of in there, I felt like. But I could see this happening. So let me ask you the first question. If there was a purge, what would be the first thing you would do?
Like, you mean like it just started?
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing, and that's the thing that you kind of remember with this Purge movie. You don't have to kill.
Yeah.
Everything's legal. So it's not like you have to murder.
Yeah.
You could maybe go rob a gold and silver store.
Yeah.
So, like, everything's everything's legal for the one day. What would you do?
I don't know. I can't even really think that there's not a whole lot of laws I want to break that I already don't break.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to really going to go out and kill people.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, maybe just go stock up on, like, all the food I need for a year.
I'd steal, like, the fastest car.
Yeah.
I would drive it as fast as I could on the highway.
See, do you get to keep it once the purge is over?
Probably not, because it's still stolen at that point, so you got to ditch it, maybe. I'd rob a bank.
Sure.
Probably. But then again, so it's all legal, but then is it illegal to hang on to all the money you took after? I don't know. We'd have to work this out with the new founding fathers, I guess. But I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I almost feel like we would probably be more apt to be out, like, with shotguns or whatever and, like, trying to help people.
I don't know.
No, you'd just be sitting at home like,
I mean,
later.
Yeah, I'd just be like, I'd just do a big spray paint line around my house.
Yeah.
Like, all right, anybody crosses this line is going to die.
Because I feel like it would be like a video game, like a real life video game if you were out during the purge.
I don't know. I might, if I have enough time, like beforehand, I might make a trip down to Austin.
Yeah. I don't know. We're going to talk about that after the show. But so let me ask you this. Could you, 20 years from now, we've here in Oklahoma, they just recently legalized marijuana and then took it away.
Yeah, and then illegalized marijuana again. It was an awesome week.
But I do feel like we are progressing to a place where certain things are going to not be quite so codified, I guess, as far as laws against things, things that are a little more acceptable or allowable. Would you ever, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, could you imagine a real purge?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not with murder.
Yeah.
But sometime when, like, all right, all laws are suspended right now. Like,
right, yeah. Yeah, because like I say, murder, that's one of those things that nobody, if you go and loot a store, they hopefully, and I'm not saying this is good to do, but hopefully they've got insurance and everybody lives to see another day.
It'd be like Purge insurance from the third one.
Yeah, exactly.
So expensive.
Yeah. But and again, I want to kind of back up to that one too, the Anarchy Purge. They had people from foreign countries coming. Yeah. And I don't think that should be right. I don't think foreigners should come for Purge night and kill Americans.
Nope.
I will put my foot down and say, build a wall for that.
I don't think we should allow them to blow up fireworks either. Well, like, you're here to celebrate 4th of July?
Yeah.
Not in my country.
Yeah.
Go back to England.
But I did think that was funny. It was like it had become almost like Amsterdam with the weed, the legal weed. America had almost become like a tourist place for the purge.
I mean, it's kind of how it was back in the day. Like, Europeans would come over to kill themselves an Indian.
Yeah. Which we hate. We're against that.
Well,
part of us. Yeah. Quarter of us. The other part of us is,
ambivalent. I don't care.
We enjoy owning stuff. That's terrible. That's awful.
Wow.
But
I think you just killed it. All of our listener left.
Yeah, all of our listener. But yeah, so I want to know what everybody else thought about the purge. I want to know what, because we're live right now, but this will be up. It'll be up forever.
Yep.
It'll be up on our podcast too. So you're either listening or watching. I would like to know, if there was a purge, would you participate? What's the first thing you would do? and if you out there could envision, our world and society turning into something like that. So that would be interesting stuff to know.
Yeah.
Let's talk about just a couple of things real quick.
Sure.
Side note. We do the Tangent World podcast. Mm-hmm. We've watched several movies now.
Countless.
Yeah, we did Idiocracy, which you can't see on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
But it is up on our page.
They pulled it down. You can find it on Spreaker.
Yeah.
iTunes.
And the thing about these are, since we're watching along with movies, I've found if you're in your car for any amount of time, these are perfect for that.
Right. Well, because, you just listen.
Yeah.
There's no...
exactly. We will entertain you. Yeah, because you can't watch it. Well, some people do.
No temptation.
People watch movies while they're driving. Let's not act like they don't. But this is this is our safer way of hearing, at least, and just being entertained, because you're not really watching it for the movie
or annoyed. Just depends.
Yeah. Crystal Griffin's joined in. Hey, Crystal, would you purge? And don't tell me you would take out Travis, because I would be sad. I bet every wipe out there is like, first thing I'd do if there was a purge.
We don't know why they took it down. It said copyright infringement.
Yeah, I think they took it down, Crystal, because sometimes, and I think during Idiocracy, sometimes we get caught up watching it a little bit.
Well, we just couldn't make that movie any funnier.
Yeah.
We tried. It just wasn't possible.
But there are others up, and of course you can still listen to that in podcast form. So no big deal. It's just not up on YouTube. But Tombstone is coming very shortly.
Oh, good.
Maybe even today.
Oh, yes.
What was the others? Buckaroo Banzai we did.
We did Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods. Oh, my God. We saw some previews today, too.
Yeah.
And one of them, the guy who directed Cabin in the Woods, he's not made very many movies, but he is going to do the X-Force.
Yeah, Cousin Drew.
Yeah, Drew Goddard. And I would have never remembered his name if you hadn't said that. But he's the guy who, he's making another movie that's, I can't remember the name of it, the El Royale.
Oh, the
Bad Time
at the El Royale.
That movie looks awesome.
Yeah.
That movie looks really good. Let's see, another Crystal commented, yes, I would, but I want to know why everyone wants to kill for the purge. Nobody thought about stealing something really cool, or can you only murder? No, we were just talking about that, Crystal. You hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
You don't have to murder.
Yeah, it started out, since this was the first purge, it started out just as a big block party. Everybody was just doing ecstasy and pretty much having sex on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And,
and then the government stirred it up, so there was more murder. Murder,
mo problems.
So I agree with you, Crystal, because that's what we're saying. Could we steal a Lamborghini? But do we have to give it back?
Yeah,
after the purge is over.
Like, no, this is mine. Like, I claimed this during the purge.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the Whiteys did to the Indians.
Yep, during the purge.
Yeah.
But they only did it every day of the year.
First purge.
They only did it every day of the year.
Gross. Terrible. But yeah, so overall, the first Purge I thought could have been a better movie. I was hoping that it would be good.
Yeah.
But is it, I know I ask this all the time, is it Blumhouse or Bloomhouse?
I want to say Bloomhouse.
We'll say Bloomhouse just for...
Blum just sounds like it's like a half of a sexual act.
Yeah. Well, that's how it's spelled. I don't know. It might be Bloomhouse. I love their movies.
Yeah.
So they didn't do a bad job with this one at all.
They're coming out with the new Halloween, which is going to be awesome.
Which there was the Easter egg in this movie for the new Halloween. Crystal, I'm no thief, but if I didn't get in trouble, I'd be doing fun, ornery stuff, no killing. Yeah. See,
exactly.
The only thing is you got to be prepared because you get out there and
you might have to kill in self-defense.
Yeah, the murderers who are out there, they're the ones that'll get you.
Yep.
But I'm with you. There, if there's no laws, and normally, none of us are thieves either.
Yeah.
But if we could joyride and, or like I say, I would rob a bank and just give them the money back.
Yeah.
Just for the fun of it. I don't know. I've always wanted to rob a bank. Does it shine through in like the last few podcasts?
I mean, would it be even worth robbing a bank? You can steal everything you were going to buy.
Well, that's yeah. Well, the robbing the bank would just be for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Just for the thrill, I guess. If anybody was even at the bank,
that's Brad Reed. He's the only one robbing the bank.
Yeah. Well, yeah. For the federal people who are watching and listening, I'm not gonna do it unless y'all change the laws
If you give us a purge, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, if there's no laws for 12 hours,
Do you have to pay taxes on the money you steal during the purge?
Probably. That's how they get you. That's how they round up everybody who didn't. Yeah. Crystal, the murderers are ruining it for everyone.
It's true.
That's the
story of my life
since the dawn of time. Well, you can check all of our podcasts out. The watch-alongs, those are the Tangent World podcast. The Jest Worlds, we're kind of on hold till another episode, another season of Westworld. But if there's a show out there that people would like for us to watch and comment, there's a couple things we've been talking about, but they don't start just yet. I think Castle Rock might be a good candidate. But we also liked during Westworld how it'd be every Sunday, so we could hang out every Sunday with you guys. So if you got suggestions, let us know what movies you're into, what you're watching, or shows, I'm sorry. Oh, and movies for Tangent World. Yes. If there's something that you want us to watch and comment along, we'll consider it. We got one from Fanboy Tom that we enjoyed it, but it was a weird movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of scatological humor.
I saw it for sale at Best Buy the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like Buckaroo Banzai is like in a special collector's edition, and then the Road to
Wellville.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Isn't there another movie called something Wellness?
The Cure for Wellness.
Maybe I saw that. one.
So, what do you think? Does the Purge? Does Purge World fit into
Purge World?
Westworld?
Would be awesome. See, that would be even better because then you could Moida, and then you wouldn't feel bad because it was a robot.
Maybe.
I mean, I would guess Westworld in itself is just a big long purge.
Yeah, that's
really.
Your motorcycle's trying to start.
The Bulldog. Crystal says, but if they have a cold laser thing that I can try to get through to get to the money, that would be fun. like what was that movie with where she's slinking through
all I can think of is the Workaholics thing where they're talking about it on mushrooms.
Yeah, that was great. Michael Douglas was in it, and
Anthony. Was it Anthony Hopkins?
It was a girl. No. It was the lady that I think he was dating
Sean
her
Connery.
at the time.
It was Sean Connery. Because it was...
Was he?
Yeah, he was teaching to dip lasers.
Yeah, not Michael Douglas.
I
don't remember.
Vanilla Sky.
Vanilla Sky.
That's a good one.
Crystal, I love that movie. Yeah, I love it.
It's going on the list.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us, Crystal.
Yeah.
We need to get you on the show sometime, right here in the middle of us.
She'd be more reliable than Travis.
All right. Well, I feel like that's a wrap for our Purge discussion. And like I say, if you've seen the movie or if you watch it and then come back to this podcast, this video, whatever. Let us know what you thought. Answer the questions that we laid out like Crystal did. We appreciate it. And be on the lookout for more Tangent World and Just World podcasts on Spreaker, Apple iTunes podcasts, and YouTube.
Sometimes.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Chip, you have a great one.
Thanks, Brad. You too. Good night.